Hi, it's Mary. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you tuned in. So today I'm going to do an eye look to match my clothing. So I thought, oh, how about matching what I'm wearing to do an eye look? And it wasn't as easy as it seemed. There are so many blues. When you go to pick out a blue, it's not very easy. So anyway, I did find some blue, and we're gonna go ahead and start with the eyes. So I'm gonna pull you in a little closer here, just about like that. So you doing okay? I know it's been great, all the sales. I'm just loving all the Black Friday sales under the makeup veil. So many things. Okay, so for me, I saw the of course the Morphe had a big sale. The Morphe was the one that I checked on, the Morphe, and also the Pat McGrath Celestial palette. I ordered that when it went to, I think it was 25% off, and I thought, well, that's a pretty good price for a Pat. I never had one from her. And then I got a couple of palettes from one company. I'll have to look it up. I forget the name, but they had some really beautiful satins and shimmers in their palettes. Guru for You, I think was the name of it. I'll look it up. But I've been on Instagram, and you can see how many makeup companies are having sales. Aside from the L'Oreal is having a sale. I mean, Lancome is having the sale. Yeah, there's quite a few having the Black Friday sales, which is interesting. So I have yet to find, I was thinking of ordering this on the internet. I see it's the Lancome, and it's the eye primer, and it promises to be creaseless. And I was thinking maybe I should try that because my e.l.f. primer dried out here. So I used today this Magic Prime by Avon on my face. And I've yet to find an eye primer that I really like. I like the Urban Decay, very nice primers, but for me, it's just too watery. So, gotta find an eye primer next. So if you know of a good one, would you comment that to me? It'd be great. Okay, got white down. Now I'm gonna go in with a white that's a shimmery white, and you know, that's in my Tarte Cosmetics. And the reason I like this shimmery white is because it just gives a beautiful highlight, and I just love it as the base of my eye color, so that whatever eye color I put on after it, it's gonna be more, how do you say, it's gonna be more of the color. It's not gonna be diluted or down because I have the okay, so you know what I mean? It helps the eye color all around to have the white as a base. I don't like it to go too high up here because it does tend to show fine lines and wrinkles. So the next thing I'm going to do is, I have had this palette for quite some time, and I think I've done a couple looks with it. I know I have at home, but have you seen this one? This one is really beautiful. It is Exotic Pop, and the maker of this is Quing Beauty, and it's made in China. It's beautiful, right? And it gives you, I think 80 palette pigment coat. This is your secret eyeshadow palette with 88 vivid and pigmented shadows. That's what I liked about it. The shadows were very vivid and pigmented. There's the names of them. I'm going to move this over here while I work with it. And see, the colors I'm going for, oh, they have the color, name of the colors here. So it looks like is Breezy, and then Silky, and Navy. Yeah. So I'll show you the Breezy one right there. And then we have Silky, and then Navy. And they look, the Silky is looks like a matte, but the navy is, it shines. It's a pearlescent or, wow, look at that, has color. Yeah. Okay, so not to get that color on my brushes and everything, let me just use one of my little towels here. Wipe that off. That is very pigmented, that blue. Okay, so the next thing I'll do is I just want to go in and kind of brush off that the white and just make it go like that. Just help it settle in right there on my eyelid. Yeah, and then wipe away any fallout. Okay, I think we got a good palette to start here. Much better. Much better. Okay, my skin is a little flaky, which I'm not used to. All right, must be this dry weather. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this really pretty breezy blue first, and you can see it on the brush here. I'm just using a small brush which I can go into the lid with, and I can dictate where I'm putting it when I put it on the brush. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. Oh wow, that is a beautiful blue. I was trying to not go into the turquoise too much because that wasn't the look that I wanted. I didn't want a turquoise look. So this morning I was gonna film earlier, but I don't know, does this ever happen to you? I started going through my makeup and just ended up going through and throwing out some makeup that was old and just taking my time and going through it. And I was really surprised at how much makeup I have that I had to kind of toss because it had gotten a little bit out of date. And one of them was my Elizabeth Arden, and I always like to try to use that one up because it is a beautiful and high-end one. So, okay, look at that blue. That's really nice. Okay, now I'm going to go into the left eye, and I'm going to start the blue on the left eye. Sometimes I tap my brush like that because if you have any excess, it can fall off the brush rather than fall off on your face. And what I've started doing lately is because I have some fallout with some of the eyeshadows that I use, I started doing like the younger girls are doing, and I'm not putting on my foundation first. And it's really kind of hard to adjust to that because I'm so used to it, but I'm getting there. I just had to stop putting it on because what was happening was I was getting too much fallout, and I had to take off too much of my makeup and replace it just to get rid of the pigment. The pigments on a lot of the eyeshadows are very rich, and when you get fallout, sometimes it's hard to take it off with just a brush, or sometimes you're forced to cover it up and with maybe a foundation or a concealer, but it's nicer if you can just remove it. Okay, wow, that is an ice princess blue, isn't it? I am just loving it. And you know, I always work it hard at finding a eyeshadow that glows like this because the mattes are okay, but they kind of don't give you a light look like these do. That's a really pretty lit look. I like that. Seeing how it opens up the eye? Okay, so then I'm going to take another brush. That brush was nice for me because it worked right where I wanted it to go. And here's one that's kind of similar. Oops, that one I know is broken. Let me get a different one. And this one is a little, okay. So I'm going to go into the matte color right here. Well, maybe I better not. I better go into the one that's not matte. It's got a little shine to it. And we'll go into the middle and start using the blue towards the outer corner. And I'm using the shimmer color. Again, continuing with the shimmer, and that is really pretty, that blue. Yeah, I didn't use the matte blue yet. Okay, we're going to do the left eye. You see how nice the blue is coming up, and it really shows up nicely. Yeah, it really shows up nicely. All right. Oh, that's a pretty blue too. All right. this eye blended pretty good, and this eye isn't quite as blended yet, but I'm working on it. It's getting pretty blended. I don't want to take away any of the dark blue though in blending it out. I want to have it remain like a difference, and I'm noticing that it could be my lighting, but I do need to make my colors more vivid and not let them be too dilute, because as they are dilute, you lose the look of the whole look. All right, so, okay, that looks really nice. So, next thing that I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna look here, and I'm gonna start working on my crease. And I'm not a fan of bringing the blue up higher. I know sometimes when you're younger it looks nice, but I think for me it would look a little bit too much, so at my age. So I'm not going to bring the blue up higher, but I'm going into this color called Grow, and it's right here, and I'm going to start using that on my crease. If you have this palette at home, you can try this blue color too, because it's really a beautiful, beautiful blue color. It's really vibrant, like it says. And it's easy to work with, as you can see. It did blend out really nicely. So, oh, that color's nice. This color kind of uplifts the upper lid. Oh, okay. Up here and up here. It's a nice warm color. Kind of pretty. I'm just going to give it another little dose of color, so to speak, so it doesn't fade. You notice how your makeup fades as the day goes on sometimes? And I notice sometimes with the makeup that's not as expensive, it seems to fade a little faster. Like sometimes the higher end makeup does last a little bit longer. I noticed that. Not all, but a lot of it. And I love this color right here to blend it out. That is so pretty. I'm going to go into inner corner here and kind of blend it so that all goes up nicely. Oh, that's so pretty, right? Just go back into the inner corner and blend it all out. And that color is really very nice and pretty natural looking, pretty neutral looking. Now, we're going to have to pick a color for my lower lash, but after I have my foundation on, we'll do that. But I think this is really nice for now. I could deepen up the crease a little bit with a darker brown. We could do just a little bit, not too much. So I'm going to go in with a different brush, because I might want to go back and touch up that a little bit. This is a great brush for the bottom lash. Really good one. Okay, so let's go in and just deposit a little bit. I have this little angled brush here, and just deposit a little darker color right here. Okay, just a little bit. Not too much. And it's called Retreat. Okay. Just a little bit right here. Just to darken it up. Just a tad bit. Alright, so next thing we'll do is we're gonna go in and get I gotta get some of this fallout off. And the next thing I'll do is I'm gonna put some mascara on. And we'll work on the eyes and get my lashes on. Let's put down my palette. It's so nice to work with. It just kind of sits in your arm like this when you work with it. It's really a nice palette. So before I put it away, we can take a smaller brush like this and go in. Let's see what color this comes up at. This comes up as a nice color. Let's just go in and underline my brows. I haven't done my brows yet, but let's just underline them like that. And I usually do my brows before I come on, but today I forgot. So we'll get the brows done. And I think I'll do my brows and get my lashes on. And I'll be back in just a minute, and we'll put my foundation on and try to wrap up this look and see how it comes out with the blues for today. Alright, so I like that as a color. under my eyebrow, and it's this one right here, the corner one right there. That was a nice color. This is a beautiful palette. It even has a little mirror in there. I'll show you. The mirror is small, but it's, you know, if you're traveling, it's a mirror. And there it is. See, right there's your mirror. So, okay. Now, I think I'm going to jump off the camera to save time. What I do is I curl my lashes. Then I put mascara on. Then after that, I put my lashes on. And then I'll be back and we'll put the color on the lower lid. And we'll finish it up with a nice foundation and lipstick. Stay tuned because I got a really nice lipstick from Anastasia, a liquid lip. I think it's gonna go good with this blue color. So come back and we'll be almost done in just a minute and you'll see a full makeup look. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, so how does it look? I got my eyes done. Not quite, not the bottom lashes, but the top and the blue. So the next thing we're going to do is put on my foundation. I know I could go back into the eye, and I kind of did that. I'll show you how I made my makeup kind of go into the skin. I know it sounds a little unusual, but I take my beauty blender and I just press it and it goes into the skin better and it doesn't stay on the top, if that makes any sense. If you're older like myself, and to go in these little areas of the eye, you just go like this with the beauty blender and just press it in, and it goes into the skin and it gives it like that look that you've been wearing it for a couple hours and it's really sitting there nice. Okay, so today I put on my Magic Primer by Avon, and now I always use my hand as my palette, and I'm going to get a couple drops out, and I'm using my Tarte Foundconcealer, it's called. It is a multitasking foundation. So it has a very nice color to it, and let's go ahead and put some on. And I decided to do something different today. I was watching on the YouTube. I went back and I was watching Jaclyn Hill's makeup, and I think the last one she did, she put on her makeup and it really looked nice and very natural looking, and I thought it looked so pretty. So I thought, let me go and see if I can let's see if I can use powder on my face after I put my foundation on. Because all these years I've been hearing that you can't put the powder on if you're more a mature woman because it does sink into fine lines and wrinkles. So let's do an experiment with this one and let's see if we can put some powder on to set it. And I have my Tarte powder here. I wanted to use a powder that I think would be very reputable, and I think the Tarte is like well known and kind of like a little bit of a higher end product. And see how nice that's going into the skin, this Foundconcealer. You know, I think I don't know if they say this is a medium or full coverage. I think they might think it's a full coverage, but on me, I think it's coming out to be more of a medium coverage. And I think I'm gonna have to do like a little bit more on here to cover up my rosacea. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use a little bit more. Okay. I did my brows off camera, and I also outlined them. I got a pencil, and it has a pinkish hint to it, so I like that. And this was at the Dollar Tree, and so I kind of like this for outlining my brows and giving a little highlight right there in the forehead to get your forehead a little bit lit. So let's go ahead and put some more on. As you can see, I'm gonna need like another coat to cover up all my reddened areas and my freckles. I think because this seems to me like it is medium coverage, which is, it's really nice because if you don't want it on too thick or too heavy and you just want a light look, you could just put on one coat and even out your skin tone and have it look nice, and you wouldn't have to wear, you know, a second coat. But for me, I'm going to go ahead and put on a second coat and just get some more coverage. And I think this is why I wasn't drawn to using this foundation too much, because to me, I had to put on a second coat most of the time, and I think it was a little more, I don't know if you say time consuming, but it is kind of nice when the foundation goes on with one coat, isn't it? Okay, so I have to get out my concealer here, and this is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I'm going to put some of that on under the eyes before I set anything. And let's see if this one dab of it will put it in under the eyes. And then we can do our under eye liner. Right like this. It goes like this. Under the eye. The Beauty Blender is doing a pretty good job of getting it in under the eye. Although, I think I need a smaller one. Let's use a smaller Beauty Blender and try to get up closer to the lower lash. It is a little bit easier. Let's put a little bit more foundation on, just a tad bit more foundation, and mix a little more concealer with that and see if we can get it in. Because it is missing a little bit of coverage right there and right here. How's that? And that's going in pretty nice there. I'm trying to go right up to the lash line. Okay, and then you can see I have a little bit of a gap, so I'm going to go in with my foundation and try to work without having that gap right there. But these things happen when you're doing your makeup, you know, it doesn't always come out the same every time. Some days I have a good makeup day and some days not so good. Okay, and then just a little bit higher up. And you can see it does crease a little bit due to my skin having creasing. And see how my nose is lacking foundation? I'm sorry, you can hear the talking in the back. Oh, okay, they'll be done soon. All right, and my little doggie, she wants to go out. Okay.
Yeah, hold on, let me get a piece.
All right, so now let's go into our powder.
I have it in my purse, I'm pretty sure I have it in my purse still.
Let's go into our powder and see if I can set this, and hopefully I'll get a new Beauty Blender out. Let's try to set this and see what happens when I use powder as a more mature woman. This is the Too Faced powder, and it's of course Too Faced products I love. I mean, they're great products. What can you say? They're great products. I'm gonna just get some down into the base here and get this lip lifted up again. Okay. All right, now let's go with a sponge and let's see. Get me a nice sponge here. Oh, here's the one that's specific for setting powder. Let's see. I don't have enough there on my Beauty Blender. Let's get some more up. Oh, don't wanna. There, that's good. I gotta get some off there. Okay, let's put it in right here. And let's see if setting my makeup does make it last longer and have a nice finish. Let's try it.
Okay.
Right like that. Oh, you can see it settling in right there, which isn't too good. And like that. We'll just get some more out.
Okay.
maybe with the brush I can bring it down a little bit and not have it be so dried out looking. And I know what else we can use to keep it from looking too dried out. Before I set any more of my face, I want to go in and do the the bronzing first before I go in with any more powder. So let's do this. Let's get my brush and kind of wipe off that. And let's go in and bronze my face. And, oh wow, that really came apart. Huh.
Okay.
Let's see what we can do. When I do take off the powder, it does remove some of my foundation, which is kind of weird, huh? I don't know. I think it just removes some of my foundation putting the powder on. And then under my eyes, it looks very, very cakey. But let's try one thing before I give up on it. I'm just going to come in here with some oil on a pad. And I'm just going to dab the oil there. And we'll see if this will bring her back to life here, so to speak. So what I can do is just dab a little oil under there. It doesn't seem to be that I can set with this powder. So we'll try another powder next time, but it doesn't seem to be that I can set my face with the powder because what it's doing to me is just breaking up all my foundation and pulling it off. And that's so strange, right? It just broke up all my foundation and pulled it off. So let's go in with some more and just cover it back again and see if we can recover our look for today, because that was so weird. I cannot set with that powder. It pulled out all my foundation and concealer when I put it on. That is so weird. All right, so I think we can still save it. We'll put some concealer on right here and we'll go in and do the bronzer. So you can see these things can happen when you do put your makeup on. It pulled off all my foundation. That was so weird. Oh, okay. So we had to go back in with some oil under the eye, just like that. And now I won't be able to use that powder again. I know that one will not work for me. Okay. And what I think I'll do to see if I can save the look is, yeah, that's too bad. That's a really nice setting powder, but it just removed a lot of my makeup. And it's not the powder, it's my skin and my age and how it did that because of my skin and my age. So let's go in and make light of it, and let's go ahead and do my bronzer. Now my bronzer came with a brush, and I'm not finding it right now, but we can use a different brush. And for bronzing, I like to use a little stiffer brush like this and just go in and put the bronzer on right there. That looks so nice. I love this cream bronzer. It has made a big difference for me in how I apply my bronzer and how long it stays on. It stays on longer when I put the cream bronzer on than it does with just the powder. The cream bronzer seems to blend into my skin, and also I can use it up a little higher too. It doesn't have to be right there. I can move it up a little higher and get kind of a nice look with it, really. I like it a lot. The bronzer, it is like giving life to the color of your skin. And I love this Yensa product. I think it's just such a great color that they picked out for us. I like everything about it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe off this brush, and I'm going to go in with my Celebration. This is from It Cosmetics, and okay, oh, it even has its own pad. I didn't know it had its own pad, but I usually will use a brush with it. It is the Light Celebration Foundation. So I'm going to put this on over where I kind of lost my setting under the eyes and see how this does. If I can put this on, I have to go gently so it doesn't pull off my foundation again. Okay, and just go gently into the skin with it. Oh, it's nice. It's really nice, this foundation. Really good. And then I'm going to add some to the nose and up here on the forehead. There we go. And got some color there. All right. Well, that was a handful, wasn't it? Having a mishap on your makeup is not fun, huh? But for the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the blush, and we're going to finish up with the blush and my under eye color for this pretty blue look. Yes, we'll get a pretty color. Okay, that does it good. All right. Okay, I think that's making it look a little bit better there, just pressing it into the skin. Now, let's go with the blush, and I'm going to my cheek stars because I already picked out a color in the cheek stars. I like this color right here. It's kind of a maroonish. It's a little bit maroon, and it's a little bit pink. It's a nice cross between the two. So we're just going to go in with the blush like this. Just mixing those two right there and just putting it on like this. I think that is so pretty. You know, you can put your blush up high like I'm doing. You don't have to put it low. You can put it high like this, and it really comes out nice. And I can tell what I'm going to have to do before I finish is get some oil and put it along there to keep my makeup from caking really bad. I didn't know the powder would make my foundation cake so much. So there we go. Now let's put some blush there and down here. A little bit up in your forehead a little bit. Just a little bit of blush up there. Okay, and let's see. I think that looks pretty nice. Now we can go ahead and use the highlighter that we have in here. There's a couple nice colors. Let's go in with a smaller brush and let's try this pinkish one and see how that comes out. I'm not sure that shows the highlight, but that is a pretty color. Okay, oh yeah, now I see it. Let's go into the white and do a little, oh yeah, there you go. There's your highlight right there. That is so pretty. I like to do it right here, and you see how it opens up the eye and makes it look even bigger when you put this on? It kind of accentuates it and helps you look more lit, so to speak. So today was a day of experiment with the powder, and I found out pretty quickly that that's the reason I don't put powder on my foundation once I'm trying to set it. That's what happens to me. Oh, okay. So now we got a little bit, I want to add a little more bronzer right down here and my cheek right here. Just a little more. All right. I like that color too. It kind of blends in nicely without being too much of a red color. It's just more of a natural brown looking color. All right. Really nice. So we got this look done, almost done. Now the next thing I'm going to do is go in with my lip liner, and I have an Anastasia lippy I want to use. So beautiful. Such a pretty color. All right, so let's go in and line the lips a little bit. Oh. Oh, it's not going to stay in there, I guess. Maybe if I pull it down just a little bit. I hate to lose it. It's a nice piece of lip liner. There it goes. All right. Pretty color, right? I like the color. All right, now let's go in with our Anastasia. This one, let me see what it says. I'll read it to you. It says Anastasia, it's really small. Beverly Hills. Oh, Anastasia Beverly Hills. And on the back, the number is, it says it's a lip gloss. Okay. Saint-Tropez. Saint-Tropez lip gloss. Let's see how it looks over this lip liner. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. It's giving me the darkness to the color that I like. And it gives me a nice gloss. So, all right. Now, what I was saying, in order to keep this from caking and being really dry, I want to use a tad bit of oil, but not a lot. So, I'm just going to take a tiny bit of oil, a small amount of oil. Let's see if I can just put some on my hand first. There we go, because it does pour out kind of fast. And then just put a little bit on my beauty blender right there. And just kind of fix this point right here and right here. I know it's going to make my skin glow also and look nice, but I'm also trying to keep it lubricated enough so that as I wear it, it doesn't break up and cake. So it has a little lubrication there. Another thing I'm going to do is I want to color my lower lash, and I think the color I want to go with is this beautiful light blue or dark blue. Which one? It's hard to know. Let's see. I think the darker blue will last a little longer, or I could go in with the same color that I used up here. But no, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my brush that I had used with the blue, and we'll go ahead and put some of that blue on and see how it looks. All right, here it is over here. There it is. Okay, now that's a little bit of a wider brush. Let me find one that's not so wide. Yeah, this one is the one. Let's go in first with this color that I used under my on my upper lid. It's such a pretty beige color. We could just end it with that too, because this is such a beautiful color. Okay, but I have an idea what we're going to do here. We're going to put this on my lower lash, and then I'm going to go back and put some liner on. Okay, that's really pretty. Now, I love that palette for all those reasons. Then, I'm going to put some liner on, and I'm going to do it in the light blue, and I'm going to wipe off my brush so not too much gets on, because on the lower lash area, it's a pretty fine line you need to put here. And there we go. And then here we go here with the fine line under there. And over here. Okay, it's a little bit wider on the left eye, but it's okay. It's a nice little fine line, and it's a nice little addition to the look. Helps outline it a little bit better too. And I'll just go back in with my mascara, and we'll just put a little mascara on this one's got blue on it. We'll get a little mascara on the lower lash. And there, we can finish off our look. Okay, well, I don't know. How do you like it? I think it came out pretty good. I can't say it's my best look, But I'm gonna do some more, try with some different foundations and see which ones work better, and we're gonna let you know which ones work better. You could try them at home too. All right, so this is Mary, AKA Almost 70. I'm saying I'm glad you tuned in today, and I hope you like this makeup look that I made. And I hope that if you have this palette, you could get it. It's on sale. I think I paid maybe $35 for it, but there's 88 colors in it, so it's really worth the money. It's very versatile. You can do a lot of colors with it. And I hope you like the look I made to match my clothes that I'm wearing and my jewelry. This necklace is from Avon, and these earrings, these are older. I had them for a while, but I always cherish them because they're just so beautiful. This was from Avon years ago. So anyway, this is Mary saying, whatever time of day you're watching me, morning, noon, or night, I hope you have a great day. And stay well, and come back for my next video, okay? I'll see you next time, and don't forget, give me a thumbs up or a like, and subscribe if you can, okay? But don't forget to come back and see me next time, okay? We'll be here. See you then.